So what's up everybody, it's me. Dang it, that's how out of practice I've been, kids. Anyway, it's me, True Star Screamer. And we're here with another Marvel Legends review. It's been, Marvel Legends are kind of going scarce here. Actually, there'll be other figures that'll be much scarcer. We'll talk about that at another time. But we are still collecting Marvel Legends, don't worry kids. And this is the Punisher series. This is the new MCU Punisher figure. Is this from Spider-Man? Is this from Daredevil? Up to you. I do actually have the previous Born Again Daredevil Punisher as well. It's just one I never got to review on this channel, but we will be doing a comparison. This showed up at my Target last week. I was really happy to pick it up. I picked it up with a ton of other figures. So hopefully if I've got the time, I will have a ton of review for you guys. This is probably, I'm going to blatantly say, the best looking John Barenthal face I have seen, period. Very excited to looking at this figure right now. Really, really well done. We've got some new accessories, we've got some old accessories, we got just a lot of fun stuff. But enough out the box, let's get this toy open and see how he rates. So here is our latest MCU Marvel Punisher. And I like this a lot. Would I want more? Always. But am I satisfied with what I have? Actually, I am. There's some very neat things they've done with this figure design-wise. There is things cosmetically I really like what they did. And there's parts in here I hope to see again, even though we rarely have that happen with MCU stuff. With this being, just a normal guy in some ways, I want to see more of this. First of all, the face sculpt it's him. We actually have two face sculpts. I know we're kind of jumping ahead of the accessories. We've got a screaming face, and we've got the normal face. That is awesome. They did some really good jobs on the detail on here. I mean, you can freaking see the dangly thing in the back of his throat, his teeth and mouth. This is where the paint budget went, and it went into all the right places. The scars are prominent. The fade haircut looks great. Very, very nice. Seriously, this is, as far as for MCU stuff, this has to be one of their best pieces I've seen in quite some time. We've got the ball torso that, I love and adore, which, yes, kind of sort of breaks up the sculpt, but I can work with it, especially because this is going to sound, he's got the proper ab crunch to it. With this belt, I was very surprised we have that, to be honest. And that's another thing that impressed me. But the best part in all the sculpt here, the neck. Look at that. He looks up beautifully. This is it. They fixed it. I'm trying to pop it off here. Come on. Because that little notch right there. Yeah, I've done it with a Dremel many times. But the fact it's factory coming out of here, thank you, whoever designed that. This is the neck I want with all my figures from now on, because he can freaking look up. No butterfly joint, always wish I have it. I understand that, but we've got a lot of good things going on with the design. No boot cut, but with the slacks, I kind of get why they didn't. Just for, again, for the design of it. I mean, yes, as a figure, we got our thigh swivel, which is fine. But I would have liked a boot cut. But again, I understand why. Though I probably could have changed those to cowboy boots and they could have done that. But hey, I'm good with that. The default hands. One trigger hand and one regular holding hand. You could probably turn this into a trigger hand with your X-Acto knife if you want. But I get why they did what they did. The belt itself, we got two belts on here. We've got his ammo belt. I love how the front is painted to be the skull teeth, and it's done imperfectly. Very good. Nice homage to the original comic design. Yes, I would have always want more paint on these. This belt, though, is pretty cool. I like the implied ammo clips and gear on here. So this is the Punisher. The man needs to have his ammo. We have a gun holster for a pistol that he has. We have a knife sheath for a knife that he has. And we got these two little clips here. We'll talk about those when we talk about the accessories. But overall, I am very, very happy with this as an action figure. Very, very good. Now let's talk about the accessories.
A few moments later.
Setting this figure up for this pose took more work than it should have for one very stupid thing. And this bugs me a lot. I'm going to say this right now. This hand is absolutely horrendous. It took more effort to get the gun into this hand than it should have. The fingers just do not open up enough to go around the shotgun barrel. And another thing is it's an in and out wrist, not an up and down wrist, which is horrible for a gun because I can't have them, have the gun angle right to shoot. So this is absolutely a terribly designed hand for a lot of reasons. Plastic is too soft. Things fold back into place. Yes, I hit it with a hairdryer. It still sucks. Plain and simple, this hand sucks. As does this one. Well, okay, actually, no, I can't say this one sucks as bad, but it is still an in and out wrist, not a vertical. So for the hatchet, that kind of sucks. Speaking of things that suck, the hatchet sucks. It is very, 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 very bendy plastic. Actually, all the weapons are horribly bendy plastic. The knife here, it's also super bendy. Also, the handle, as you can see, goes up into the belt, so, oh wait, that prevents, that blocks articulation. So that in itself is another fail. I think this should have been at a 45-degree angle just to give it some more clearance, and technically make it easier for him to, pull out a knife. That, or it should have just been a leg scabbard. Pistol, also bendy. All these weapons here of the knife, the axe, and the pistol, no paint. A little bit of paint would have absolutely gone a mile on this axe. I'm trying to think, on the original, it did not have any either. So to keep that in mind. Then we have the gas grenades. Those actually are pretty cool. I only put one on there because, again, if I put them both on there, it would actually still be blocking the articulation. But one thing I do think is kind of neat, as you can see, I've got one on his belt, one off right now. There is a little peg hole inside there, so that pegs into the belt. Also, I do like that they did paint the gas grenade. So the ring and the trigger, the trigger spoon, I think they call it the spoon when you let that go. I can't remember. But that was nice because everything else just doesn't have any paint, and they're they're gummy as hell. Shotgun, at least that has a little bit of color, and we have a muzzle effect. So cool that we have it, but at the same time, not cool because he really can't angle the weapon right. It's probably good for the pistol because that's just more of a pistol grip, but it is terrible for a shotgun. I'm calling it as I see it. So, did mention though that the other head sculpt is rather nice. Comparing it to the Brand New Day Punisher, or not Brand New, Born Again, Brand New Day, don't mind me. But comparing it to the Born Again Punisher, I kind of wish I did do a formal review of this guy because, you know what? There's things I like more about this, while there are things I still like about this one. One of the biggest things, actually, I was wrong. The axe is painted on here. So this, the cloth that goes around the axe, that is painted. This one is not, so that's all a slug. The belt here, actually, they have, I want to say the knife holster, the knife scabbard, is the same. But again, the knife here, the handle is painted. Same with the pistol. Whoops, knocked those off. The pistol, the clip is painted. Go figure. I like the pants on this better. They're much more interesting with the knee pads versus just the slick leather pants. Again, I like the weapon belt around the chest, but this is not bad either. And then they both have, the vest design is really well done on them. As far as the skull goes, your mileage may vary. Yes, this is a better John Barenthal face sculpt compared to this one. But as far as a figure goes, I hate to say this, I think I actually prefer this one over this one as just as an action figure. Again, I'm looking at how the weapons are held here. How is this wrist done? Just checking on here. Is that still in and out? That one is still in and out, but again, he only came with the pistol, so that kind of works better than the shotgun. And I can blatantly say this holds it better. I like that this has more of a dedicated holding hand for the axe, while this is actually a much better grenade holding hand. Does that hold that in there? Yeah, that holds it pretty decently. So that's pretty good. I didn't bring him out here, but he also comes with a pair of fists. So this is actually interesting. In some ways, I think this belt would look better on him just because he's got a better grenade holding hand. The Born Again absolutely has better paint on the weapons, and actually on the belt itself, by having the clips on here, those are better painted. I really did wish I did a formal review, and I like that the kneecaps are painted on this, so it breaks up the sculpt. So, again, your mileage may vary on this, and this has the better neck on it. Huh. No, I can't. I was just thinking about, how could I customize it? No, it wouldn't work because the sleeves are totally different on here. Go figure. Oh, also, I did look on here. It doesn't really show a way to remove this unless you did the whole boil and pop of removing the torso, but if you did remove this belt on here, the skull is fully painted under the belt, so that's pretty nice. So, that's actually interesting. Now that I got them hand to hand, side to side to each other, I'm surprised which one I actually kind of prefer. Just for kicks, I do want to say the heads actually are and do fit pretty well. Skin tone slightly off, but you can actually change, put the other heads on there, so that's actually pretty neat. If you don't, again, if the skin tone doesn't bug you. Yeah, it's not hateful. And then, again, I can take a Dremel and let him look up a little more. No, he still has pretty good clearance, not gonna lie. Actually I don't hate that. So switched it up a little, went with the stock weapons on here, and again, the pistol grip isn't too bad with this, with the in and out hinge, but again, the vertical hinge would have been a lot nicer, and definitely with the knife. I was trying to do the whole run and gun. If you've ever played enough Call of Duty, you know that was one of the things you can do. But the wrist really does kind of damage that pose. I mean, it's good enough, I guess, but it absolutely could be better. I'm really surprised, because when I first had this guy in hand, when I was first messing with him, I was actually really, really happy with what I had, but then I started, again, once you start playing with your figure, once you start messing with it, that's where the flaws start popping out. I can't say don't get him if you're a big fan of the John Barenthal Punisher. This is probably one of the best looking ones you're going to have, period, but it's not the best figure of him. I actually really like the Born Again one a lot better, the more I mess with both of them. But I do like being able to change the heads out on that one. Some things like aesthetically, this one's nicer, but functionally I find this one better. So, I'm weird like that, what can I say? But I said I found mine on Target. He is still on pre-order on Amazon and other online retailers. So if you are a fan of the Punisher, I still say you probably would want him in your collection. Just know, one, you may want to break out the paints if you want to kind of break up some of the sculpt, or just reuse the accessories from the previous one to hybridize and make your perfect one. You know, like McFarlane wants you to do. But that's me. Those are my thoughts on there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Am I being too critical? Am I not being critical enough? That's what the comments are for, to let me know. Give me the feedback. I know I'm being scarce around these parts. Work is just getting really busy on here. Plus, I've been working on streamlining my collection a little bit. I should do a vlog about that, kind of saying how things are going. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to see any more G.I. Joe Classified reviews on this channel. I am officially done with that line. That last figure. And some of the things that Hasbro is doing is just, I can't do it anymore. But I'll talk about that on the vlog. If you want to see it, let me know in the comments. If you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, my friends, until next time, take care. Peace.